This is the weekend edition of iFIBER 1 News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast. I'm Bethany Jenks. Stay tuned for the weekend edition of iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was about a Cub Scout pack in Moses Lake that raised $16,000 selling popcorn to help fund their scouting activities. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
How do you sell $16,000 in bags of popcorn in short order? Just ask the Cub Scouts of Pack 74 in Moses Lake, who peddled hundreds of bags of popcorn to raise money for their activities. Jonathan Bradley, a 7-year-old scout and 3rd grader at Larson Elementary School, was one of those who led Pack 74 by selling $2,500 in popcorn. Jonathan said the popcorn seemed to sell itself.
I liked how because you could just go door to door and people would buy it. You didn't just have to stay at one place and get popcorn.
Scouts such as Jonathan, who sold $2,500 or more in popcorn, qualified for scholarships. Heather Jermyn, 3rd grade Pack 74 Bears leader, said determination got 20 Cub Scouts fired up for the job.
Lots of eager faces, lots of smiles. They were turned down, but I think that turning them down was more determination to sell more. We stood out in front of Hastings and also Block 40, and the boys would sit there and they'd take the bags of popcorn to people, show them the bags, tell them the prices, and their cute smiles sold lots of popcorn.
They stood out in the cold at storefronts such as Hastings at the Safeway Shopping Center off Pioneer Way and Walmart off Stratford Road in Moses Lake. Heather helped her nephew Jonathan Bradley sell his popcorn. Heather says other Scout packs were impressed with how Pack 74 sold so much popcorn.
They've sold, actually, they met almost the entire goal for our area, just our pack alone. Everybody wanted to know how they sold that much popcorn.
Katie Terrell, another Pack 74 Scout leader, said the pack's goal was $12,000, so it well exceeded it.
It gives us the money to be able to do all of our activities without having to then have the parents rely on having to pay dues. So I was blown away with how well our show and sell went. It was our first major year doing the show and sell. We booked Walmart, we booked Hastings. We almost sold out our first weekend, and I had to call council for more popcorn. And they got us as much popcorn as we could, and we wound up selling out our 3rd weekend.
Her son Zachary, a 10-year-old attending North Elementary School, said he enjoyed selling popcorn to support scouting programs. It showed because he sold more than $3,000 in popcorn. That's more than 100 bags and the most sold.
I went around to people and asked them if they would like to support me, and also by doing show and sell, which is standing at buildings and asking people.
Moses Lake Cub Scout popcorn of choice among those who sold it was caramel flavored, by the way. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
The city of Ephrata said farewell this week to longtime Mayor Chris Jacobson, who is retiring after 12 years in the position. Reporter Cameron Probert has the details.
With laughter and tears, Chris Jacobson said goodbye to the city he led for the past 12 years. Jacobson resigned from the mayoral position Wednesday night after deciding to move to Seattle. He was elected to the position in 2002 and worked on securing money to fix water pipes and roads in the city, along with other projects. He told the crowd in the city council chambers, local government can efficiently improve and protect the lives of residents.
In looking back, I'm proud of new development requirements that enforce quality construction practices, improved recreational programs, and momentum for continuing street improvements.
He said the past 12 years have been transformational and have been a great experience. City Administrator Wes Crago said the former mayor doesn't take as much credit for his successes in Ephrata as he should.
Chris has done a lot of big things on his watch. I'd like to say a couple of them. Water lines and streets residentially done. New technology equipment for the fire guys, for the police department, and for public works. Things that you don't ever going to see. A valve exercise, things that keep your water running. You won't ever think twice about it, but it makes things better and safer for all of us.
The City Council appointed Councilmember Bruce Rhyme to serve until November's election. Rhyme will have to run for re-election to remain in the position for the remaining 2 years of Jacobson's term. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.